Hello and welcome to another episode of Alan Writes. This is Lightning Strikes, just whatever episode happens to be up on the card. We're going to move on. Last time we had gone through quite a bit of Kelly's romantic journey. Not really romantic. It starts off with the death of her dad and the near fatality with her. And well, there we go. She's on a journey, and we're gonna see where she heads. She's already met two of her potential suitors, and now she's going to meet the third, who is our conspiracy theorist slash scientist. Although technically the Dr. Connor is also a scientist. He's more of a doctor than anything else. So what we have here is it's 42 pages. I know it's not that much. But they're in the funeral home, and Kelly and Mr. What is he? Sam Nagler? Something like that. He's just Sam. All right. Sam Nunez. He must have mentioned me. We didn't talk much. All right. I think at this point we want to detach Haynes. Haynes step back, whether out of the pain of the fact Sam wasn't all right. Instead, I'll leave you to it. Because this really isn't his place. It's, of them. Take care of them, Kessler. Will do. Replied, and, behind the desk, see you outside. See you outside, Kelly. I was going to see you outside. And he said his radio crackled. He covered it until she gave a nod. I'll try to be quick. All right. And woman's toned in number. And section. Maybe. There's an accident nearby. There's an accident nearby. Just off the. I'll try to be quick. Wait for me. No, we're just going to do. Don't wait for me. Wait. I enjoy it. I'm glad. Take care of her. Take care of her. I'm glad. You did. He nodded. She She gave him a smile. He left. Sam Boyd. Everything all right? No? You been... No. Why? A police escort. Don't see that. Don't see that much. I was surprised too. Step into the other side as well. Thus confirming that wasn't entirely dead. Well, that's kind of a sarcastic remark. Chivalry was alive. Particular. Kessler made a show of arranging some pages. He was obviously waiting for this. And how did you know, Father? Kelly asked Sam. We worked together years ago. I was his graduate student. He pursued his degree, PhD, doctorate. It's called the doctorate. And that's not how you spell meteorological. So, alright, let's see. I need to give enough here to make them seem like old friends, but not too close. Otherwise, she would have heard of him before now. It's kind of a high wire act to make sure that it, because if you press too much on she's going to realize something's going to be odd. The reader's going to be tinged to it, and you don't want to foreshadow things too heavily. And that's often the case when you do a second draft, is you will modify things to make them seem less heavy. Just because you're writing your first draft and things are often just on the nose. Bad guy, good guy, whatever. And it's here or there that you can let things develop. At the University of Kansas. Kansas U. I'm just using Kansas U as a placeholder. It's just funny a little because it's obviously Wizard of Oz reference. So here we go. And why are you here? He asked me to come. Said he wanted to discuss a new patent. Said he wanted to discuss a new patent. And you just drove out? You just drove out? Flew out. Oregon. Yeah, Oregon. Oregon's good. Fine. Again, most of these are just placeholders. I don't really know where he lives, except that it works. And again, this is a little detail that if she researches it, it may or may not be true, and it may or may not give her insight into who Sam is. Flew out, Oregon. Rented a car. Rented a car. A nice Buick. Expensive. Yeah, but your dad said he'd cover it. Yeah, but your dad said. Sam replied. Gave a little shrug. Consulting work. Consulting work. Well, that's entirely possible. We'll do this. I don't know. Well, I don't know, but we're going to push on, and that's the key. Is we need to push on and figure out who Sam is by how he acts on things, and then we can tidy it up again on the second draft. Incidentally, if you haven't done a master class, they've got a lot of good authors on there. Neil Gaiman, Margaret Atwood, etc., etc. That they have some great insight into the process of writing. That if you need insight into the process of writing and how it all works and fits together, and what sort of exercises you can do to get things flowing, and then go take a master class. It's inexpensive for what you learn. Let me put it that way. Yeah, but your dad said he'd cover it. Consulting work. That fit. Again, that's on the nose. Kelly shrugged. Shrugged? Kelly shrugged. It didn't matter. Her father did his thing. And he liked it. Let's go into, he'd call her a couple of times a year. When would he call? When would he call? Her birthday. Her birthday usually. And then either Christmas or New Year. Sometimes he'd call just to call, and those were always the most interesting conversations. He'd been close to a woman and had thought of proposing. Didn't work out. She didn't know why. All she knew is that he had looked at rings and wanted to know if diamonds were still a thing. Mr. Kessler finished sorting his papers. Gave a little cough. Mr. Nunez, as much as I have enjoyed our conversation concerning... What was her last name? Didn't I write this down? No? This is wasted time. Damn it. If you're going to have notes on characters' names, okay, have notes on characters' names. Yursel, and it's important to get it right because, well, it's important to get it right because if you get it wrong, you're going to propagate the wrong Yarsel. You're going to propagate it incorrectly throughout the piece, and then you're going to have a devil of a time fixing it when the time comes. This is, I'm now going to put down her name so I can just scroll down and see it whenever I need it. Certainly Mr. Yarsel's arrangements. And the presentation. Oh, do I want to present his, but here on out, this is a family matter. Oh, fine, fine, Sam said. Just do it back up. I was just here to help however I could, and if I can't, then I'll be in the parking lot. I'll be in the parking lot with my Buick. With the Buick. What are you waiting for? I need to figure out how to get home. I need to figure out how to get home, he said, without breaking the bank. Without breaking the bank. My return ticket isn't for... how long would the consult be? Isn't for 2 weeks. My return ticket isn't for 2 weeks. I have an open return ticket. Does he have an open return ticket? No. That's too easy. My, isn't. But can reschedule it. If I can reschedule it, then I'll have time here. Paying for hotels and things. If I can, that won't be mine. If I can reschedule it, then I won't be market time. Take care. Take care, Kelly. It was good to finally see you. Guess I can say the same. Should fly. Dad never talked. Yeah. Or his work, really. Well, get a lawyer when you look into his patents. Well, get a lawyer when you look into his patents. Parents? I just want to say patents. He doesn't know what a patent is when you look into his patents. Get pretty complex. It can get pretty complex, and a lot of people might be interested. And with that, slipped out. He gave a wave. And slipped out. Kelly. Watched him go. wishing they'd had a little more time to discuss her father. Always leave them wanting a little more. It's good advice. It's good advice. It's good advice, Mr. Kessler said. Yeah. If there is any dispute about the will, do you know if her father had a will? Shook her head. No idea. What about his funeral preferences? Small, neat, and cremation. Small, neat, and cremation. Who's setting on from years ago? Cremation? Small, neat, and cremation. And apparently a bottle of whiskey. For remembrances. We can do all that except the last. But there is a corner store. Just he noted and slipped and pages before her. All right, we're going to move to the all right, I don't want to have it be a break because it's not a change in character. An hour later, Kelly stepped up into the dying sunlight. Nonetheless, today. Behind her, Mr. Kessler turned off the business sign. It was chilly out. Because I want it to be chilly out. Weather speaking and wherever we are, it could be many things, but it was chilly out. The patrol cruiser. The patrol cruiser was gone. What not? But the big black Buick wasn't all that far away. And reclining in the driver's side. And reclining in the driver's seat. Map folded, paper map over his face, over his eyes. So, she has no way of contacting Haynes until Haynes comes back. That's just the truth of it. She has no phone. She has no. Alright, so she's going to take a leap of faith, I think, and trust Sam, because Sam is making it very clear that he's not a threat. He's not much of anything to her right now. He's an old friend of her father's. He's got a rented Buick. He's from out of town. Let's say she just wants to go to the corner store. Okay. Fine. Is she going to think about trust? Is she going to think about everything else? I don't know. I don't know. What does she do here? He was sleeping. Sleeping. Apparently this was cheaper than a hotel. Funny that her father would pay his way like this. But then again, he made a good living. Then again, her father made a good living off his pets. The checks that came all through. No, let's not have it. The checks came, he cashed them. At first, they'd been small, and he laughed about that. About that. No, I don't want that. That's for later, and it's a little too intimate. Let's see. Father made a good living on his farm. At least he never seemed to have a real job. A real job. To have another job. Occasional teaching stints. Here and there. Largely to himself. Big house. Not too far. Too far to walk, though. That made up her mind. She to the Buick and rapped on the window. Sam startled the map of the state map from his eyes. Over at her. Can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor? I think I'm going to leave the whiskey for later. Yeah, she's gonna. Sure, I guess. He replied, looking hard. I'd like to. Could you drop me off at my father's house? My father's house? It isn't far. Yeah. and she got in. He started the car. It into the GPS. Can you plug it into the GPS? You looked at him. Didn't you? Isn't it already in there? Isn't it already in there? We were going to at my hotel. We were going to meet at my hotel. Sam said. We were going to meet at my hotel. Yeah, that we were going to meet at my. We were going to meet at my hotel. He's got enough. And then go to his. And then go to his lab. He was cagey about all that. He was cagey about it. Don't know why. Don't know why. Cagey. Strange. Whatever. She punched in the address, and the GPS did its thing. A woman's Australian accented voice told them where to go, where to turn, which way to turn to the main road. All right, we're at our time and our mark, but we're headed to his house, and obviously I would have to do a lot of research and a little world building as to who he is, what he does, why his patents are important. That Sam's along for the ride is interesting, but it allows them to get a little closer, per se, in terms of what we're discussing and what have you. She trusts him enough to take a car trip with him. That is quite a bit of trust. Women obviously have some reticence with that because it's not when it all works out that it matters. It's when it doesn't. But Sam seems pretty harmless, so she's going to trust him. Now the question is, what is she going to do about Haynes? I think we need to separate her and Haynes permanently. Don't wait for me. Took me as far as you did. He left. Yeah, he does. Maybe. See you outside. Will do. I need to. I need to change that up here. His radio crackled, and a woman's voice toned a number and then an intersection. A coded number. Is it bad? Kelly asked. Yeah. I've got to go. I've got to go. There's an accident just off the highway, and I can't stay. I understand. I'll manage something. I'll manage something. I'll manage from here. I'll manage from here. I'm glad, she said. So that's, alright. Clyde looked to the mortician. Take care. He looked. She gave him a smile. Left. Forward when the door closed. And again, you can see how even on a simple second edit, things start to pop out. The order and sequence becomes more defined. Things become clearer, and that's the magic of the second draft. All right, but this is where we're going to actually leave the series as well, because while I've introduced all the main characters, I've got too much to do to drag you through however many pages this is going to be. And from here on in, it's going to get, well, I wouldn't say repetitive. It'll be less interesting and less thrilling. I may or may not continue to work on this either. I have plenty of other projects to tackle. Most of it deals with games and coding, and writing for other stuff, and possibly a comic of some kind that I'm not sure why I'm getting involved with, but I am. Needless to say, this has been another episode of Alan Writes, specifically Lightning Strikes. I hope you've enjoyed this little sojourn into the creative world, and that you've managed to draw out some lessons for your own work. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.